All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Hey there, Miko. Glad to see you in chat. How are you doing today? Also, before we get to Shanghai, there's a funny thing I want to show off. So earlier today, I was joining a friend's stream, and we were kind of just reacting to a bunch of videos and stuff. One of the things we ended up doing was making our own Pokemon Presents predictions, since that's gonna be tomorrow. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing well. So ignore that. So check it out. Here's the Pokemon Presents predictions that we did. So as you can see here, we got Pokemon Masters news, Pokemon Unite, Hatsune Miku and Pokemon Gachas, which would never happen, but it would be pretty funny if it did. That was just my idea of spitballing. Liko, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why Nia put this here. We kind of just needed more ideas. Nia was just like, fuck it, put Liko. New spin-off for Switch 2. This could mean a lot of things, but I wanted to. I feel like with the new console in mind, they could probably make a new spin-off that fits it. Kind of like how Let's Go was the new spin-off for Pokemon on Switch 1. So you have Go news. That's pretty typical. Conquest port. We were on copium here, mainly because I want Pokemon Conquest back. Horizons merch. Nia is a very huge Horizons fan, so they really want that. Nidoking, Mystery Dungeon, Amafio. As you can see, Nia very big on Horizons, very big on Amafio in particular. Concierge Season 2. This was spelled incorrectly, but who cares? It's probably someone likes this show. It seems decent. I haven't looked into Pokemon Concierge, but it might be good. Legends ZA is the free space because we all know it's going to be here. It's definitely going to be the last thing to show off in the Direct. Sleep news. Pokemon Ranger, high copium since they haven't done a new one since the DS era, but I would love for them to make a new one. The ZA merch they're probably not going to do, but we just needed something. Now here's an interesting one that we thought of. We were asking each other what genres of games Pokemon hasn't done yet. Surprisingly, they haven't done a Pokemon Rhythm game. Like, they did a whole bunch of different things, but no rhythm game. And, like, for that, they could use music from the mainline games, or the anime, or like any of the other spin-offs. There's a lot they could do with that. I still remember when I joked about how Pokemon X and Y was when they began to rip off Digimon. Yeah, a lot of people were on that train, because Digimon had Megas as a concept way before Pokemon did. I think Digimon had it since the very beginning, actually. Because, like, I remember Agumon and Gabumon had Mega forms, which was, like, the final forms that they'd show off in the show. Yeah, Digimon had it from the start. Yeah, because, like, War Greymon is a Mega form, and I remember that in particular because I love War Greymon. Pokken Switch 2. This idea was just me saying, like, since a lot of Switch games are getting Switch 2 upgrades, maybe Pokken Tournament could get one. Either like up the resolution, maybe make it run better. They could potentially add like a fighter from Gen 8 or Gen 9. Cafe Remix, we just had this because it had to be there. Pokemon Cafe Remix is a game you'll always forget until you see a Pokemon Presents, because that's when they always show it off like at the beginning. Pokemon Metroidvania, again, this one is really just me spitballing. They would never, I don't think they would ever do this, but it would be awesome if they did. Maybe get the team that did Toho Luna Nights or like Shin Megami Tensei Synchronicity Prologue on this. Oh, hold on, we got Persona Q music. Okay, Pokemon Horizons mentioned. Again, that's just Nia being a huge fan of Pokemon Horizons. I don't think they're going to say anything about it in the presents. Champions news, which we haven't heard about this since February, and I feel like it's been long enough to the point where we should get an update on this. Like, what is going on with what's going to be going on with Champions? Pokemon XEN stars. They would not do this when it'd be funny. TCG Pocket news, very predictable. And I kind of don't think this will happen. It's a 50-50. But if ZA is not the last thing to show off in the next Pokemon Presents, then a new game will be. And it'll either be like a new mainline game. And it'll be either Gen 10 or a Pokemon Remake. Then we had Pokemon vs. Digimon on Death Battle. Yep. And Digimon bodied the fuck out of Pokemon. Yeah, because on average, the Digimon are just way stronger. Because the legendaries are the legendaries are really strong, but like the Mega Digimon forms are like world-ending machines. So in case you couldn't tell, this person here that I did the stream with, they're like very into rhythm games, and like and EN Stars in particular, because they're a huge Esu fan. Actually, let me play this.
We try so cool and charming. Like,
he's just staring menacingly.
I like how he tries so cool and charming on stage, and then he's all cutesy outside of it. Like, my bro could just use a normal tie, but he had to make it look like a cute bow. Aww. Blep.
This is genuinely what I had to... Genuinely, for like the last 20 minutes of that stream, I had to listen to them like fangirling over Esu so much. It was fucking funny.
Like,
he's just staring menacingly.
I like how he tries so cool and charming on stage, and then he's all cutesy outside of it. Like, my bro could just
this was it was just 20 minutes of them going through for the Japanese Esu tag on Twitter. Like holy shit, dude.
I like how he tries so cool.
Okay, Digimon for Smash. They should put Agumon in Smash. Put him in Smash 6. Why not? And another thing that I had set up, that I'm not sure if I even want to do it on a stream or not. You know, this is going to take some explaining. So back in the Fire Emblem stream, back in the last Fire Emblem stream, me and Xeno were talking about like ranking characters based on their voice actors to see like any parallels. I was first just thinking of like a couple of my favorites, like Johnny Young Bosch, Yuri Lowenthal, Kaiji Tang, some of the Japanese voice actors. But then I kind of went a bit overboard and picked a lot of VAs and like characters. And by the way, I had to limit myself because originally it was gonna be like as many as I could find, but I did a limit for like at least. If I'm putting a VA here, they have to voice at least 2 characters that I like, and at most only 5. I'm surprised by the lack of Laura Bailey on that list. Oh, you know, I had a feeling I was forgetting someone. Man, Laura Bailey's incredible. If I had to pick a favorite Laura Bailey role, you know what? Let me look it up real quick. Alright, who does Laura voice? Oh, yeah, Maka. Yeah, it would easily be Maka. She is definitely... Yeah, huge fan of Maka. I really love Kaine. Yeah, if I had to pick a favorite Laura role, it's easily Kaine. But like, there's a lot of good ones all around. So what do you think, Miko? Should I just do this real quick and show off my taste? Of course. Alright, bet. So we have like a bit over 100 characters that I added to this, but this should go by fairly fast. It shouldn't be as long. Okay, so let's start off with 2B from Nier Automata. 2B, I played the dub of Nier Automata, and I really love Kira Buckland's performance as her. Frankly, I think all of the Nier Automata pro tags, they got really good VAs. Next up is Agris from Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, this VA is based on the upcoming remaster, which is the Ivalice Chronicles. It's not out yet, but I found out that Agris is going to be voiced by Rina Sato. And Rina Sato is a Japanese VA I really enjoy. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that the VAs that I put here are I put both English ones and Japanese ones. Alright, so moving on. I.G.E.S. from P3. I'm going with her P3R voice actress, which is Dawn. Where is it? Yeah, Dawn M. Bennett. I think Dawn did an amazing job with I.G.E.S., and she's like my much preferred VA. Not just because their voice is better, but like also just less yikes than Karen. Okay, next up we have Albert Wesker. And wouldn't you know it, he's voiced by Joji. So obviously most people usually hear the English voices for Resident Evil, but like, considering Joji's reputation and the type of characters he voices, I had to put him here. And like Wesker is a massive Aura farmer. Alear goes in the tier with Aya Endo. I think I've heard female Alear's Japanese voice. It's extremely cute, and it also matches another red-haired character that I really love, which we'll be getting to. Actually, I'll just get to them right now. That would be Riella from Valkyria Chronicles 3. She's voiced by Aya Endo. Okay, back to alphabetical order. Alm from Fire Emblem. Voiced by the man Kyle McCarley. Did you ever play Echoes, Miko? Because Alm has a really incredible voice there. And the fact that Echoes is fully voiced kind of helps with the presentation. Alphino from Final Fantasy XIV. Fun fact about this guy. Alphino. So as you all know, Final Fantasy 14 is mainly dubbed in Europe. There's very there was one instance of the game having American voice actors, and that being for A Realm Reborn. And in that instance, Alphino was voiced by none other than Sam Riegel. It's kind of funny because I don't actually remember too much of of like English American Alphino, but he is one of the few characters in 14 who's like kind of prominent in ARR. So I'll give him the role. He's cool. Next up is Alvin from Tales of Xillia. Where the fuck is the dude? Where's Matt? Oh, there he is. There's Matt Mercer's tier. As you can see, I had to bunch up a couple of them because I picked too many VAs. And likely, if I had added Laura Bailey, there would have been even more. But that's too late now. Next up, Shiro Kotomine, aka Amakusa. He's voiced by none other than Koki Uchiyama. He's one of my favorite characters from Fate Apocrypha, so I figured it'd be nice to mention him. And Jushiromiya, she goes in Rina Sato. I should keep it in alphabetical order just so it doesn't look all weird, even though I do technically like Riella more. A from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Future Redeemed. They go in Rina Sato. Aoko Aozaki, my beloved Haruka Tamatsu. The Goat Man, Archer Emiya. He's gonna go in Kaiju Tang. Ash the Bloody from Tales of the Abyss. We'll be putting him in Your Fall. Battler, Daisuke Ono. Blaze the Cat, Erica Linebeck. Brother Nier goes to Ray Chase. Caldori, Julianne Taylor. And while I'm at it, I'm also put Cordelia here too. Chai from Hi-Fi Rush. Robbie Damon. They better make a Hi-Fi Rush too. No excuse not to. Alright, Def the Kid from Soul Eater. Tob Habercorn. Dio Brando, I don't even need to think about this one. Oh, wait. Did I have... Yeah, Koyasu's on that tier. Good. Duvally, the Dubes, Aiden Regal. Me and some friends recently found out that Eden Regal voices one of the NPCs in Monster Hunter World. So we kept making jokes about her just being Duvally. Edna from Tales of Zestiria. Gonna put her in... Kira Buckland. Erica. Ellie from Rave Master. She's Michelle Roth. Elizabeth from Persona 3. I question a lot of the voice changes in P3R sometimes, but I'm so glad that Elizabeth is still voiced by Tara Platt. Like, that's a perfect Elizabeth voice right there. She's the autism creature. Okay, Elto Linde. Who was I putting for Elto again? Oh, Kira Buckland. Erish could go. See, this one's easy because all of the Rin clones have the same VA. In fact, I'll just get all of them out the way. They're all Kana Ueda. Erish could go Rin Tosaka. Ish. Dude, I'm actually blind. Where's Ish? There we go. There's Ishtar. Estelise from Tales of Vesperia. She goes in Aiden Regal. Flynn Schifo, Sam Regal, Fogado, the GOAT, Zeno Robinson, Fuka Yamagishi, Susie Young. Did I ever mention that I actually met Susie Young last year? I met her at Holiday Matsuri. I was in line for a bit, but it was, and I actually found like, and while I was in line, I was actually talking to some people there about Persona. I actually found the person who was originally translating Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Of course, his project kind of got sniped last minute because someone else ended up finishing it. But we just had a whole discussion about it and why he's able to enjoy Persona 2 despite its dated battle system. Yeah. But the point is, I was in that line for Susie Young. I got her. I had her sign my copy of Unicorn Overlord because she voices none other than this lovely red-haired lady Prim. Yeah, I had her sign my Unicorn Overlord copy, and it was so worth the $40. Gaius from Fire Emblem Awakening. He's gonna go in Raid Chase. It's easy to forget that sometimes because Gaius doesn't really get any ults, but he was added early in the game. He was added early in Heroes. That's my hobby. Oh, you're a Gaius fan? Hell yeah, Violet. You'll love to see it. Also, welcome to the stream. Right now, I'm currently ranking characters based on how much I love their voice actors. Yeah. I'm badly explaining this, but you see all these voice actors I have written down here? I'm ranking my favorite roles from them. So for example, for Yuri Lowenfall, I already have Ash the Bloody up here from Tales of the Abyss. Here's what I got so far. And here's everyone that's currently on the list. Gotcha. Yeah. Alright, so next up is Sadaka Gintoki from Gintama. There's only one person I can put this guy for, and that's Tomokazu Sugita. When I tell you I love this man's voice, I really love it. And Gintoki is one of my most favorite anime characters of all time. Gohan. Kyle Herbert. I mainly have Kyle Herbert for one particular character, and the other two that I added here are extras. Goro Majima. Normally I would put his Japanese VA, but in the games that are in English, I actually really love Matt Mercer for Majima. Mr. Grand Blue himself, He goes into Kyle McCarley. I think Granblue's been dubbed ever since the anime, and from there, he was voiced by Kyle McCarley in English. I think he works for the character. He's a very young, energetic dude. Very protagonisty. Well, I mean, no doubt he's the protagonist of Granblue. Okay. Guy Cecil. You're going in the JYB tier. Fucking love John Young Bosch, dude. Haru Glory from Rave Master. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Rave Master's dub, it's not because of the voices. And I think Yuri Lowenfall does good for Haru. And speaking of Haru, now we have Haru Okumura. Haru's Japanese voice actress is Haruka Tamatsu, the same as my beloved Aoko Ozaki. Which by the way, I have fan art. I have fan art of that. Like Aoko dressed as Haru. You can just give me a sec. Yeah, there it is. This is like one of the first ones that shows up in my fan art folder. See, take a look at it. What do you think? What do you think? Absolute peak. I knew you understood ball. This icon was so great. She was my server icon. She was the icon in my Discord server for like 2.5 years. I only started changing them up this year when I had like a specific Christmas icon for Alco late 2024, and then moving forward, I'll just have different icons based on art I commissioned. God, Alco is so pretty, and I love Haru's Phantom Thief outfit. It's my favorite of the bunch. Next up, Hoshimi Miyabi. God, I still need to roll for her in ZZZ. But she belongs here in the Christina V tier. Hyde Keto. Kyle McCarley. Hyde was like one of the first reasons that I wanted to get into Under Night. Because the first time I saw him was in BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. That game had an English dub, and it was the first time the Under Night characters ever got English voices, which is what I mainly associate Hyde with. Ichiban Kasuga. Hey, mouse, don't do that. Ichiban Kasuga. Kaiji Tang. Ike. Ike's gonna go into Greg Chun tier. Originally, I wasn't too sure about Ike's English voice, but it grew on me a lot over time. I really like Greg Chun. Iris from Mega Man X4. Although her VA we're mainly talking about is the one in X-Dive, which is Aya Endo. Isabeau from SMT4. Aiden Regal. I'm glad Strife has an English dub again. Yeah, because didn't one of the games like not have a dub for a while for Guilty Gear? Forget what it was. Revelator didn't have a dub. That's right. Yeah, I remember. Stein had a dub, but Rev didn't. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's a good thing Strive is dubbed now. Anyway, Jade Curtis from Tales of the Abyss. He is going into Koyasu tier. All right, this should be Joseph Joestar. Which one did I have him in? 90. I'm like 90% sure it's one of the Japanese ones. Oh yeah, Sugita. Joshua Bright. He goes to the JYB tier. Jotaro, don't even have to ask. That's Daisuke Ono. Jude Mattis from Tales of Zillia. He goes in Sam Riegel. Let's see. I hope Kumhane doesn't come back and strive. Yeah, better not. There were a few VAs that I had to omit from this because even though I really liked their performance before, I'm not too big on them as a person. The main one I didn't want to use was like Takahiro Sakurai, who voices a shit ton of characters. He's pretty much the Yuri Lowenthal in Japan. It's like any series you can think of, he likely voiced a character for it. I know in Fire Emblem he's Eliwood, in Tales of he's Asba Alant, he's Cloud Strife, he's Mega Man X. And those are just the examples I have off the top of my head. Oh boy, yeah. Like another character that I didn't want to include here because there was a character. What was the character? Oh yeah. Now I remember. I was originally gonna try and add Reagan to this because I love Mob Psycho and I think Reagan's a really funny character, but as people, I don't like either his English or Japanese VA. Which, ironically, kind of funny because Reagan's a shitty person, the other two are not so great. It kind of fits, but it just... nah. Anyway, moving on from that, Junpei Iori. Talk about a glow up in voice performance. I really love Zeno Robinson as Junpei. This man really made Persona 3 Reload for me. Kamina from Gurren Lagann. This is 150% Kyle Herbert. This is the main reason why I have Kyle Herbert here. Gohan is just an extra, and another character I'm going to rank later is Zeno Vic for Junpei. 100% agreed. Kaname Date from AI to Somnium Files. He goes into Greg Chun tier. Catalina, Erica Linebeck, Kevin Graham, the Ray Chase. Since he was recently announced for Trails Beyond the Horizon, Kyle went Union only in recent years. Oh yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I guess we're not going to see Kyle much, I guess we're not going to see Kyle too much anymore. Greg Chun makes his characters sound like surfer dudes. They kind of do, and in the case of like Date and Yagami, which I'll just put in this tier now. He makes them sound like dudes that are in their mid-20s. Which I mean, they're not that old. Date and Yagami are both like in their 30s, early 30s at that. So I think it works. I just think they sound really cool, and I love how he voiced two detective characters. It's a funny little coincidence. I need to finish Somnium Files. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The new Somnium Files game is coming out soon. I did hear. I don't put too much stock into reviews normally. Although I did hear that people are saying that No Sleep for Kaname Date is kind of like Daybreak 2, where it doesn't really move the story forward. But I'll see when I actually get to it. Sometimes reviewers are full of bullshit, so I'll just have to. I don't, but I do know that the writer, the normal writer Uchikoshi's not in. The normal writer Uchikoshi's actually not going to be in. Is not right. It's not part of Kaname Date. So, yeah. Greg Chun for Trails. I'm actually surprised he doesn't voice a Trails character yet. It's weird. They should get him on Trails though if they don't already. Alright, the funny priest, Yorekore Shobi, Kire Kotamine, Joji Nakata. I don't really trust reviewers, I just play and base my own opinions off my own experience. Yeah, because especially in my case, some of my favorite games ever are like games that came out in the early to mid 2000s, and reviewers were not a fan of Japan at that time. So something like Tales of the Abyss or something like Tales of the Abyss would have been considered mid tier for them. Well, I consider it like one of if not the greatest game ever. Chloe Rins, you go in the Christina V tier. Kunimitsu, you're in Sayori Hayami. Luxia from East 8. Yeah. I'm not tripping, right? She voiced... Oh, yeah, Kira Buckland voiced Luxia. Gotcha. Leia Rolando from Tales of Xillia. You go into the Sayori tier. I've grown more attached to Leia's Japanese voice, mainly because back when Tales of Historia was out, I had Leia on my main team, and I really loved her conversations with some of the other characters. I hope Xillia will get Japanese voices for sure. I really want whenever Namco remasters the Xillia duology, I hope they get the Japanese voiceovers too. Lelouch, obviously my man goes in the JYB tier. Lena from 86. Susie Young. Lindo Amamiya from God Eater. You get Kyle Herbert. Back when I was first playing God Eater, back when I was first playing God Eater in high school, Lindo and Soma were my favorite characters. The only reason I don't have Soma here is because I already have 5 Yuri Lowenfall characters, and I didn't want to overload on Yuri. Ling Yao from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Todd Habercorn. I prefer Mila's JP voice myself, aka Miyuki Sawashiro. Yeah, for Mila, I think her Japanese voice is better. Mr. Beria Man, Lloyd Bannings. You get Robbie Damon. Laura from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'll give you Sayori Hayami. Luke Von Fabra. You're Lowenfall. If Ash has to be there, if Ash is there, Luke has to be there too. Mitsuru Kirijo. There are some characters that I prefer to reload voices for. Mitsuru, while I think I could deal with either or, I still like Terra Plat more at the end of the day. Mob from Mob Psycho, Kyle. Morgiana from Magi the Labyrinth of Magic. I believe you were... Haruka Tomatsu. A little fun fact about Morgiana. An OC that I made like 6 years ago. Their backstory is kind of based on Morgiana. Let me just show them off real quick. Ruby, where the heck is she? Here she is. This is a character for me that a friend drew for me, like a couple years ago. The idea of the OC I had since I was like 18, but yeah, the design is actually more similar to Ileana from Fire Emblem, but like her backstory, she was like enslaved in a desert region, and for a while got rescued by some guys that would eventually be her friends. Backstory is very similar to Morgiana. Alright, next up. Munechika from Udawara Mono. Sayori Hayami. Mim from Dragalia Lost. Rest in peace, Go. Mim goes in Aya Endo. Did either of you guys play Dragalia Lost before? I will say, Mim, yeah, I miss Mim so much. She was wife. Back when I played Dragalia Lost when I was in college, I was super into Mim, and I was like fighting for my life to roll her. I miss her on DL so much. Me too. I wish Cygames would actually do something new with Dragalia Lost again. I really miss Mim and the Dragalia crew. Okay, next up, Nadia Rain. She goes with Susie Young. I can do either or, but I really do love I could do either or for English or Japanese VA, but I just love Nadia in general. And Miko, whenever you get to Reverie, I'm sure you'll love Nadia too. She's funny. Next up, Nagumo from Sakamoto Days. Probably my favorite character in this show, in this series. Even though the anime is like a little underwhelming, I really love the manga. But for Nagumo, he goes into the Alex Lee tier. Neku Sakuraba. Koki Uchiyamiya. Nero from Devil May Cry, you're in the JYB tier. Olivia Laneheim, you're in the Koyasu tier. Orie from Under Night, Sayori Hayami. And Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, Ray Chase. Owain is the Kaiji Tang tier. I think Owain is the first time I heard this voice actor. Yeah, because I got into Fire Emblem before I got into Fate. So the first time I heard Kaiji Tang was with Owain. and I really love his performance as him. Pascal, the funny gremlin, Kana Ueda. Oh, me too. Oh, based. Based. Peppermint from Hi-Fi Rush. Erica Linebeck. Phoenix Wright. Hugo of Sam Riegel. Ragnar the Blood Edge from Blaze Blue. I didn't put Patrick Seitz on here, so Ragnar's got to go into Sugita tier. Hey, keep playing. Thank you. I love how Trail's music immediately shows up as soon as I get to my next pick. Reen Schwarzer. This might be a hot take for some, but I actually like Reen's Japanese voice a lot more than his English one. Koki Uchiyamiya. Rias Argent, Yugo and Michelle Ruff. Rina from Digimon Cyber Sleuth, you are in the Haruka Tamatsu tier. Oh, damn, really? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just personally, like the more I play the Trails games in Japanese, the more I prefer Reen's Japanese voice as a whole. I think Trails has some good English voices, but I don't know. Uchiyamiya just hits different for me personally. But I know a lot of people like Sean Chiplock, so just had to mention that. Risetta Twinnings. You're in the Donna Embedded tier. Rishi Amal, Rina Sato, Rosalinda from Unicorn Overlord. You get to go into Christina tier, the Christina V tier. God, I love Rosalinda so much. My partner is heavily in love with her. And it's not hard to see why. Like, dude, like Rosalinda is such a baddie. She was the one I ended up marrying in Unicorn Overlord, and I was like super into her. I was like super into her. I love her personality. I love her looks. I love that she's like an elf girl, a dark elf. I think she's really good in combat too. Like, I want to say with Rosalinda, I always had her in the same team as Virginia. I can 100% see. Okay. Next up, Roxas from Kingdom Hearts. Again, for this character, I don't usually hear the Japanese voice that often because, you know, Kingdom Hearts usually in English, and the English voice actors are like typically either Disney actors or like in some other cases they're just a really big, decently big voice actor. But for Roxas, he shares a Japanese voice with Reen and Neku, so I gotta put him here. Roy Fire Emblem, you're in the Ray Chase tier. Ryoji goes for Alex Lee. Sakura Mato, Christina V. Sherazard Harvey, Michelle Ruff. Severa, Julianne Taylor. I really love how Julianne just voices everyone in the Cordelia family. Like, she voices Cordelia, she voices Cordelia's daughter, and she voices Cordelia's clone. Ooh, Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm gonna get the two Jason Griffith ones out of the way. The main reason I have him here is because he's my favorite Shadow voice and he's my favorite Sonic voice. So just have the two hedgehogs over there. Shanoa, you go into Michelle Ruff tier. Not gonna lie, I do prefer Roger for Sonic myself. I like Roger. I don't have a problem with his voice, but I do associate Roger with having some of the weaker Sonic scripts. So like, he has. I just associate Roger too much with those bad lines that they gave him in games like Lost World or Colors or Forces. He's not a bad Sonic voice at all, because I love how he locked in Frontiers. Shez from Fire Emblem Free Hopes. You go into this Don M. Bennett tier. Shin from 86. You're Alex Lee. Silver the Hedgehog. Funny thing I found out a while back. Silver's voiced by Daisuke Ono. And Billy Kamitz, may he rest in peace. Simone the fucking goat goes into Yuri Lowenthal tier. Just who the hell do you think I am? Sinbad, Matt Mercer. Soul Bad Guy, you go into the Joji Nakata. Soren, I'm gonna have you in Kyle McCarley. Soul Evans, you go in Koki Uchiyama. Spider-Man, I'm usually Spider-Man has a lot of different voice actors, but the most consistent voice actor for Spider-Man in the games is Yuri Lowenthal. Stalking, so this one's based off of Stalking's new VA, and while I kind of prefer the old VA voice acting, the old English dub for Pantheon Stalking, I actually do kind of like Christina V as Stalking. Takasugi Shinsuke from Gintama, you go into the Koyasu tier. Actually, either Shinsuke or Olivier are my favorite Koyasu roles. One of the two. My goat is live. Hey Dill, welcome to the stream. Right now we're just ranking characters based on them being my favorite roles for each voice actor. So like I have a bunch of voice actors written down here, and here are like the characters that and these are like my favorite characters that they voice. Lloyd is on my screen. Yeah, there's Mr. Barrier Man right next to Junpei. Lloyd Bennings! Lloyd-sama. Next up, Takashi Yamamoto from Hitman Reborn. Reborn has a dub, but the dub only exists for 3 episodes. But in the 3 episodes that they made a dub for, Zeno Robinson cooked as my man Yamamoto. So he goes here. Oh, why is Phoenix right here? Because Sam Riegel is here. That's why there's male characters in this tier. Yeah, because tier maker only allows for like a certain amount of tiers. I had to bunch up some of them, which is kind of funny when you look at this one. Terraplat's range is crazy. Taro Sakamoto, you go in Tomokazu Sugita. Tatsuya Suo, you're Koyasu. Tron Bon, Tron Bon in MVC Freeze, voiced by Tara Platt. Tara Platt has range. Girls got range. What can I say? Alright, Tsubaki, you're in Julianne Taylor. Van Arkride, Mr. Daisuke Ono himself. Definitely, easily my favorite Daisuke Ono role. And like, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Because you have, like, because obviously you have Battler and Johto here. Vincent Valentine, you go with Matt Mercer. Viral, Sam Riegel. Walter from SMT4, you go to Matt Mercer. Yoko Littner, Michelle Ruff. Oh, we're almost done. Okay, Yuel from Granblue, you go in Kanoeda. Yuffie Kisaragi, Suzy Young. Yusuke, I could have done either or, but I'm choosing Sugita for him. Yuzuriha. Daybreak 2 music jump scare. What did I pick for Yuzu? Impressive that you just know people's VAs offhand. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dill. I don't know it for all of them. I don't, like, off the top of my head know it for all of them. A lot of these guys I do, but not everyone I immediately do. Like, I'm actually trying to find which one did Yuzu again. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, voice actors is just something I'm interested in sometimes. So that's kind of what. Oh right, okay. Yuzuriha, Erika Linebeck. That's who I was thinking. Zero. This is easy. Zero Drakengard. This one is Tara Platt. Zero Mega Man Zero. The JYB tier. And last up, Zhao from Yakuza Like a Dragon. You go into the Robbie Damon tier. I can only recognize, like, Christina V. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. Alright, favorite characters by VAs. Oh, I can recognize Robbie Damon and JYB. Well, Johnny and Bosch is like my favorite one. He's the initial reason why I wanted to do this list. And now if we zoom out a bit, can I get every character on screen? Zoom out like one more. Yeah. You know what? This works. And now, here's everyone. God, this list looks really insane out of context. But I mix up everyone else. I know I see Erica Linebeck all the time, but I don't know her voice. Sometimes you don't immediately get it. It can be easy to mix up a bunch of them, especially if you watch a lot of dubs. Some watcher experience a lot of dubs. Some characters might sound like another person, and etc. And like vice versa. I love how I said this was going to be a quick tier list, and yet this took up like the first hour of the stream. But that's fine. We're gonna keep going because I'm gonna boot up Shanghai in a bit. Kind of crazy that a lot of the times it really is just the same few voice actors showing up everywhere. Yeah, that tends to be the case. I mean, there is some newer talent, but a lot of that newer talent doesn't go very recognized. Because like, say Fire Emblem Engage, for example. I played Fire Emblem Engage like 3 different times. I'm probably going to do a 4th one at some point. I played all of those in English, and I still cannot tell you who most of those VAs are for the life of me. Mainly because Engage doesn't have too many big time VAs. All I recognize off the top of my head is like, there's Christina V for Marin. There's Christina V for Marin. There's Laura Stahl for Alear in English. I know Yunaka's because Yunaka keeps getting compared to Kasumi from P5R. And then of course the Fire Emblem Lords that are in the Fire Emblem Lords that are in Engage. I know their VAs like Roy, Ray Chase, Ike, Greg Chun. It's the same VAs from Heroes. So if you played Fire Emblem Heroes, you'll like immediately know those. I heard Alira's VA, but like I forgot her name until you just said it. Yeah, basically this. Alear, I did see Alira's VA at Holiday Matsuri when I went there last year. I don't think I got to talk to her, but that was because that's because me and some friends were going to a sushi, not a sushi, but a ramen place. It was called Super Saiyan. As you can tell by the name, it's very Dragon Ball. It's a very Dragon Ball inspired ramen place. The sheer amount of redheads for Julianne Taylor. Wait! You typed that as reheads? What the fuck does that even mean? Nah, dude, reheads is crazy. The reheads. I mean, funny thing is, three of these redheads are just like Cordelia, Cordelia's daughter, and Cordelia's clone. And then the other one is Tsubaki from Blaze Blue. I don't know why. Nah. If you're calling someone a rehead, you might as well just call him the heart slur. Like, jeez. Yeah. Dude, Severa's gonna be really pissed at you for that. But you know, even though this was a very whack tier list, this was a fun one to do. I know last stream I did say I wanted to rank like my friends' favorite characters based on how much aura they have. I was thinking like I could rank like my friends in my server and chat's favorite characters based on aura. So like if you two wanted to give me a favorite character to rank, then I could put it on a template. Depends on if you think your favorite character is an aura farmer or not. Favorite character of all time is Lloyd by a long shot. Alright, good to know. Lloyd absolutely farms aura. Lloyd is funny to me because for a lot of Trails for a lot of the Trails games, he gives off the energy of just like a normal dude. But when Lloyd locks the fuck in, he has so much aura. Yeah, anytime Lloyd like seriously locks in, he's Lloyd motherfucking Bannings. Damn right he is. Yeah, anytime Lloyd locks the fuck in, he is just the coolest guy. He's just the coolest guy on screen. He really is him. Probably later today, I'm gonna have to like ask my friends who their favorite characters or who do they think has the most aura. And I'll make sure they get on. I'll make sure they get on the template. I hope Robbie Damon is Adachi in Persona 4 Revival. Interesting. another detective. Wait. Hold on, guys. What if Greg Chun voices Adachi? Another detective voiced by Greg Chun. So now we'll have Kaname Date, Takayuki. Now we'll have Date, Yagami, and Adachi. What a trio! Speaking of which, so Miko, Violet, while you guys are still here, who are your favorite characters, or which character out of your favorites do you think has the most aura? Say Lloyd. Bro is really trying to bribe. Dill, if you gift 10 subs, I'll make sure Lloyd is at the very top of the tier list. Ren Bright for sure is on my tier list, and I'm going to meet Ren's former English VA in person. Oh, nice. Which convention are you going to? Nah, I feel that, Violet. There's so many characters I really like. So, Sandy Fox and Oklahoma Comic Con. Oh, hope you have fun. It sounds nice. I want to see if there's a con I might go to in this fall. Because I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to go to one in December just because I have like family plans coming up. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know how I didn't like this yet. Oh wait, I think I. Okay, okay. I see on this stream I reached the part where a lot of my stream playlist picks are just Falcon music. But shouldn't be too long until that changes again. Yeah, it's like you it's like I picked a lot of music from my favorite games. I try and make it have a lot of variety for whenever I do one of these yapping streams. And then out all of a sudden, just Falcom brain rot. Just instantly put all your favorite Falcom music in there. I mean, you can't blame me though. Falcom does have incredible music. Wait, there's a Sam and Aiden Regal? Yeah, fun fact: Sam and Aiden are related. It's not often you get to see that with voice actors, but it's cool. Even cooler that they both voice a character in this. They both voice a character in the same game. Like Aiden Regal voices Estelle in Tales of Vesperia. Sam Regal voices Flynn. Yeah, no, that's really sick. I did not finish Tales of Vesperia. How far did you get into the game? Something about Tales of Combat doesn't click with me, even though I want it to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't worry, Dill, because I know plenty of people who are like that too. It sucks because like in practice, Tails has a lot of cool combat stuff you can do with it. But the problem I've always noticed with Tails and like people who try and get into it, the early game of Tails, the early game of Tails games, are always really bare. Like the first hour, they always drop you in with like only one art you can use. You can only do the basic free hit. Vesperia opens up a lot later, but like the further you go into it. It does also have a bit of stiffness to it, which I can also see why people would jump ship. I guess I got a little lucky because for me, I got into the Tales series back when I was a teen, so I was more willing to learn stuff from it about it. But probably if I didn't find out about Tales until like I was in my 20s, then I probably wouldn't have gotten that into it. And I'll force myself to like it eventually. If you don't like Vesperia, there might be another Tales game that'll be up your alley. I think you could probably try Grace's F. That one plays very differently from Vesperia. But I don't know, if you're interested in it, I don't know, that's if you're interested though. Grace's F has some crazy tech. Oh, you know the story of Grace's F. I watched a friend play it a lot. I was gonna, funny thing, I finished the old version of Grace's F. I never got to finish the remaster. And the reason for that is because I was originally playing Grace's F Remastered with someone else. We only did like 2 sessions of it. We did like, well, 1.5 sessions of it, because originally the 2 of us were trying to play Tales of Berseria. We got up to the point where we recruited Aizen. The game started bugging out a lot for us and our controls didn't work. So we decided to switch over to Tales of Grace's F. And that was actually working out. Like, I got to play as Asbel, she was playing as Sophie. And we were enjoying it so far, but like, unfortunately adult things got in the way. We didn't have time to continue, so Grace's F was just kind of left on the back burner. And also, me and that person did have a bit of a falling out, so unfortunately, I don't know when I'll ever get back to it. Oh, but you were doing the co-op? That sounds fun. If you ever get the chance to, Dill, please play a Tales game in co-op mode. It's so fun. I've done it a few times with Feeble 4. The first time I can think of was like when I was 15. I was playing Tales of Symphonia: Dawn of the New World. I did the co-op mode with my best friend in high school. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of Dawn of the New World, we did have a fun time trying out co-op. We also did a little bit of co-op for Tales of Vesperia. And then back in high school, I actually knew someone IRL named Jude. We did Tales of Xillia. We did a Mila mode run. He got to play Jude and he loved it. I don't think I have too many friends to play with. Not many I know are into Tales. Tales is kind of a niche series, so I don't blame you. I understood that reference. Also, I fought Tales of Trails for the longest time. I'm not... Sometimes it's a little annoying that Tales and Trails have very similar naming conventions. Just because... Especially because the Trails games, like, the Cold Steel games always say Trails of, which is very easy to mix up with, like, Tales of. I found the Trails of Cold Steel one boss theme when I was like 12, and I wanted to find that song again, so I searched the entire Tales of soundtrack for all the games I couldn't find it. Oh man. Bro got baited into looking into Tales of. That's so funny. Bro played Cold Steel 1 and was like, wait a minute, this isn't Motoi Sakuraba music, this is a banger! Yeah, I love Cold Steel 1's boss theme. It's such a banger. The battle theme's a little on the underrated side too. Like a glint of Cold Steel. Dude, I was screaming. I've been searching for that music for 8+ years. Dill, do you want to know what the first Trail song I listened to was? The first time I listened to a Trail song was with Trail... The first time I listened to a Trail song was Silver Will from Trails in the Sky... From Trails in the Sky. And the reason for that was because of a ROM hack called Fire Emblem The Last Promise. In The Last Promise, yeah, that one. In The Last Promise, the last map theme is Silver Will. And you fight this really strong dude called Siegfried. I heard this before. Did you post it on Blue Sky? Yeah, I've told the story on Blue Sky before. And like a bunch of times on Twitter, back when I was still using it. Hold on, let me get it. The Last Promise. I too was watching that Trails manga video, by the way. I didn't see the entirety of it, but I saw a little bit of it. I love that Nico B is so far into the Trails minds that he's watching, that he's like making videos on the Trails manga. I should probably have this in theater mode if I'm doing streams. But yeah. Also, quick to pause this. Shout out to Siegfried, because he is the very first Fire Emblem character to ever get a critical hit quote. Fine lightning shall pierce the skies. The writing is fire. But yeah, I know of that ROM hack. Isn't that the one with the super edgy protagonist? Yes, you would be correct. That's the one that has the protag Kellic. Which should be careful when searching stuff up, but hey, bring up the character, dude. Yeah, there he is. Mr. Edgy Swordsman over here. And what's even funnier to me is his brother is just a massive Luve reference. Let me see if I can get a pic of him real quick. We'll come if you cut. And I dream an absolution. I've been watching him since I was 10. I've been watching Nico B since I was like 15. I want to say like either 14 or 15. I know the first videos that I found for him were his Danganronpa videos. That was back when I had that unfortunate Danganronpa phase of my teenage life. Alright, Mr. Leon, where are you? Yeah. Here's bro's brother, by the way. It's not apparent at first glance, but Leon is basically like a massive reference to Luve or Leonhardt from Trails. I think in game he even calls himself the Blade Emperor. OMG, they're all edgy looking. Yeah, what else would you expect from a ROM hack maker in the 2010s? Bro, he wants to be him so badly, but Leon will never be that guy. You're not Luve, bro. God, I should really stream The Last Promise one day. It was actually one of my stream ideas for the future. Although I don't want to do 2 Fire Emblem ROM hacks at once, so that will have to be like way after I finish Dark Resurrection. And you see... I love how we're talking about edgy characters, and Silver's theme from Sonic 06 is playing like that, like the least edgy song ever. In fact, the song is very romantic. Oh, hi! Hi, Silver Will! That timing couldn't be better. Okay, remind me, if I ever stream The Last Promise, no matter what I do, I have to always start off the stream with Silver Will playing. Okay, you can get out of here, Leon. You're not him, buddy. I returned from ads in my sandwich. Well, Dill, my friend. There's a very easy way to get around having ads. There's this thing called subbing the streamer, and you can get bonuses like being able to use more emotes, etc., etc. But I get if you're not able to sub right now. But honestly, good that you got your sandwich on the ad break. earlier got ads and immediately resubscribed. Oh, thank you, Violet. I really appreciate that. I didn't realize my sub was over. Okay, yeah, I see it. 2 month subscriber. Yeah, you're the best. Love you for that. How many? Actually, let me check something. Because depending on how many subs I'm currently at, I might just like try and see if anyone can drop the last few needed for the sub goal. I only sub when I had that free Twitch Prime thingy. Oh yes, Oh yeah, with Twitch Prime you could sub for like 7 days free. If I had known you before, yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't blame you for that. Don't watch streamers much either way other than friends. Yeah, I understand that. I'm somewhat similar. I only watch a couple dedicated streamers. I watch a couple dedicated streamers, and the other streamers that I watch is like my friends if they ever go live. Me too. Yeah, because the thing about like others, the thing about streamers, right? And it's a personal thing, but I do feel like it. But when you watch a bunch of streamers, you do feel like you want to sub to all of them, and then comes in the problem where you might not have the money to sub them right away, or like you feel like you don't watch them enough to warrant it. I love that Sire danced. He's grooving.